Previously on Soul Rankings.
Coming in at number 5 is the Jordan 3 Muslin. Coming in at number 4 is the Union Nike Dunk Low City Pack. Coming in at number 3 is the Concepts Air Max 1 collection. Coming in at number 2 is the Jound 990 V3. Coming in at number 1 is the Supreme Dunk High collection by any means.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Soul Rankings. He is Connor, I am Lawrence. April was a busy sneaker month and we saw a ton of great sneaker releases, so let's not waste any time and get right into this. Here are the 5 best sneakers that released in the month of April.
Starting off fresh at number 5, we have the Joe Freshgoods and New Balance 550 Conversations Amongst Us, dropping alongside a 2002 R as well because it was so nice he had to do it twice. Overall, really good pack. I felt like it didn't stand out quite as much versus some of the other Joe Freshgoods collaborations that we had, but you can't deny a clean 550 when we see it, and my goodness, there was a ton of hype for this pair as soon as we saw them come up.
I like them.
I think that's the best thing that you can say, though. It's just a simple, transferable pair as far as being wearable, and on top of that, while it isn't quite as loud and quite as marked as we've seen with previous Joe Freshgood collaborations, it doesn't need to be. It's definitely still a conversation starter, definitely still on a good New Balance silhouette, and sometimes that's all you need.
Well, speaking of loud, like you said the Joe Freshgoods were not, let's get into something that's very loud, and that's coming in at number 4. We have the Air Jordan 5 Low Dornbacher collaboration. So this sees a low top Jordan 5, which we don't see very often, being decked out in pretty much every single color on the rainbow. Designed obviously by a child at the Dornbacher Children's Hospital out in Oregon. I absolutely love these. I love that the Dornbacher collaborations are always super playful, and you can kind of tell that they were designed by a child. Obviously super near and dear to us here at SoleSavy because we were the presenting sponsor of this Dornbacher collection for 2022. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of just the Dornbacher collection in general, and these ones just were knocked out of the park.
And I love the fact that there's such a rich history behind the Dornbacher collaborations, and it pays homage to that in every way. There's different panels paying homage to different iconic Dornbacher shoes from back in the day, and considering that some of those are the grail of grails that we still see everywhere today, it's really cool that they continue to do that. And from last year's What the Jordan 1 collaboration that they ended up doing, it's really cool to see them go back to the 5 and take a lot of those elements that ended up working from the very iconic Dornbacher 5s that we saw a little while back. At number 3, we continue on a little bit of a colorful note, the Polaroid X Nike SB Dunk Lows. I'm always a really big fan as soon as we get that fat tongue back on a really interesting dunk collaboration, and these are definitely it. Probably the most interesting way that they have color blocked that heel over the last little bit, and just overall, anytime I see those kind of brand collaborations with it, it's really cool that they're able to go that extra step to make them a little bit more unique than what we're used to with what you'd expect from like a licensed collaboration.
You love seeing 2 strong brands come together and both of those brands shine through, and you really see that with this collection. I love the multi-swoosh. Anytime you put more than one swoosh on a Nike shoe, I'm pretty much sold. So yeah, I love these. Coming in at number 2 is an Air Jordan number 2, and we will preface this by saying it wasn't the best release overall. We know that there was a ton of struggles on release day, and now following the release, there's been some dramatics unfolding, but nonetheless, we can't deny a really good sneaker, and that sneaker is the Air Jordan 2 Union collaboration in the Rattan colorway. So 2 pairs came out. There was the Rattan, which was the brown, and then there was the gray fog colorway. And between the 2, I preferred the Rattan, so that's why these ended up on the list and the gray fog did not. But all in all, really good sneaker, and it seems like it's going to start off the trend of the year of the Jordan 2.
And again, really the first market release that we have as far as starting off on that Jordan 2 hype that we saw start with the off-white Jordan 2s a little bit earlier on last year. But as far as this colorway ended up going, the Union exclusive Rattan colorway was definitely my favorite. It's really cool to see them go wide with an activation on these again too, because we saw the full apparel collaboration go along with them, and it's been a while even from the Union dunks that we saw for them to launch this wide. It's cool that they put this much faith behind what was a very underappreciated Jordan silhouette that's just getting its proper respect now. And without further ado, I'm actually very, very happy that our number one sneaker this time around isn't a collaboration sneaker, or isn't necessarily one that has a super duper obvious amount of hype around it, but it is still a Jordan 1. But at number 1, we have the Jordan 1 High OG 85 cut in the Georgetown colorway. This is really, really interesting because if anything, I thought that this might end up making a couple people angry, considering that this isn't technically an OG colorway that ended up coming out. This was based off of one of the original prototypes and one of the original, like, almost mythic sneakers in the Georgetown Hoya colorway of the original Air Jordan 1 85 cut. I'm not a huge fan of the comfort of these, but what I will say is they executed each of the vintage elements of these quite well, so even if you're not a huge fan of just randomly making a part of the shoe sale, they did a really, really good job of giving these a classic and wearable feel to them. And overall, I've been seeing them pop off everywhere from social media to on our What Did You Wear Today pages, where everybody's finding a great way to be able to wear the really, really understated, but also really, really pop-worthy navy blue color that they were able to put onto these.
All you really have to do with the Jordan 1, especially an 85 high, is give it a solid colorway and it's going to look pristine, and that's exactly what they did. I love the shoe and I hope I can get my hands on a pair eventually. All right. It's time, Connor. We had a really strong March. I will say that to preface all of this, but we are seeing a little bit of shuffling here. Let's get into the running list, our annual yearly top 5 rundown.
So at number 5, the Air Jordan 3s are being bucked for the Air Jordan 1 Georgetowns. At number 4, the Union Dunk City Pack still sitting strong. Same goes for the Concepts X Nike Air Max 1 collection at number 3. Number 2, the Jown still sitting strong. And at number 1, still the Supreme By Any Means pack. Lawrence, how much longer do you think those Supremes are going to be able to stay up on top of that list?
You know, we kind of mentioned, and I think it was in regards to the Jowns, the 990s, that I think things are going to shuffle throughout the year. They may not remain where they are, and it doesn't necessarily mean something dethroned it. It just means that, like, opinions have changed as things have aged. So I'm not sure how much longer they're going to stay at number 1. I think they'll remain at the top 5, but I think we may see something else in the top 5 take the number 1 as time goes on.
It's going to be a competitive one out there. We still got a lot of 2022 left and a lot of surprises yet to come. April definitely didn't take any fools, but with that, that wraps us up on another episode of Soul Rankings. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.